What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. And this article on Screen Rant, is talking about how this Queen Cleopatra thing is still a Netflix top 10 hit. I think that's because everybody's just going in there with morbid curiosity. When you see something hit 2% on Rotten Tomatoes, you're like, holy shit, I gotta see how bad this thing really is, okay? Is this thing as bad as they're saying? That's what I think is driving a lot of people to make this thing a top 10 hit on Netflix. But here's my thing. I'm hoping that this number right here, this 2% on Rotten Tomatoes, serves as a wake-up call to Hollywood, all right? People are tired of this crap. All right. People are tired of this crap. And yeah, they might make this thing a top 10 hit out of morbid curiosity, but eventually people are just going to check out and not even watch this stuff. Nope. Just looks like race swap trash. I'm not bothering with it. Okay. And then what they'll do is they'll still go to Rotten Tomatoes, right? And they'll still vote it down, but they'll never watch it. Okay. They'll just vote it down and they'll talk about it. Hey, man, this is just blackwash trash, utterly historically inaccurate. I'm not watching it. Okay. But I'm going to come in here and downvote it. And we're going to try to get it down to 1%. All right. Actually, Cleopatra was at 1% at one point. I don't know how it jumped up to 2%. I guess Netflix probably hired some bots to go in there. Hey, man, boost it up back to 2. Something. But yeah, I was going through this article right here, right? And I noticed nowhere in this article are they talking about review bombing at all, okay? Screen Rant doesn't mention that whatsoever in here. And I think it's because of this overwhelming backlash from the critics, from the audiences, right? Because it's actually dropping. As you can see, it's still falling in the critic score. I think the last time I looked at it, it was at like 16 or 17% or whatever. And now it's down to 10%. And it's like, yeah, people are tired of this stuff. And this is not just in the United States or America. This is the world over, okay? You don't get 2% on Rotten Tomatoes in just one country, all right? Egyptians and everybody else are pissed at this. There's still a lawsuit pending on this thing, all right? I think that's the reason why Screen Rant didn't say anything about review bombing, okay? Because they're like, man, everybody's hating on this thing. There's no way in the world we could call this racist white dudes, okay? There's no way in the world we could just say that it was. Now, that's what they wanted to do, all right? But when they saw the backlash coming from everybody, yeah, there hasn't been any review bombings, okay? But the thing is, it's not just the Queen Cleopatra show that's getting destroyed by audiences. Because you notice this is a documentary series, right? So I got curious. I'm like, all right, well, they messed up on the first one, right? Cleopatra. I wonder what the second one is, right? But then I realized actually is the second one, right? They had one before this. This is the first film, okay? Queen Njinga. I think I'm pronouncing that right. All right, in this series. And check it out. 18% on Rotten Tomatoes, okay? Less than fewer than 50 ratings, but nevertheless, the people that have rated this, they're saying, oh yeah, this is still trash, right? And it makes sense why there are less ratings for this and more for Cleopatra. Obviously, Cleopatra has the bigger historical name, right? But a few people actually watched this and went on to rate it. Let's go ahead and check it out. The problem with some of these Netflix series is how cheaply they're made. The production itself looks poor and the drama devolves into a painful type of melodrama. None of it feels authentic or looks authentic, and it's kind of a pulpy, silly rendition of something that could have really been really cool in the right hands. Not sure if Netflix doesn't care or agreed to do this series as a favor to Will Smith, right? He's probably right about that, because this is Jada Pinkett-Smith's series. So yeah, they probably had, hey, Will, hey, let my wife do a series and then I'll go ahead and sign on for Bright. And they was like, all right, shit, damn it. But it deserved better across the board. What we're left with is a schmaltzy, ham-fisted show that borders on farcical. Wow, yeah. So again, this is Njinga, okay? This has nothing to do with Cleopatra. Don't fall for the biased critic score. Yeah, we saw that critic score was at 88%. African Queens is similar to a soap opera filled with inaccuracies. Yeah, sounds a lot like Cleopatra, doesn't it? It's just okay. I've been wanting a documentary or docudrama series featuring royalty from Africa. This one particularly interested me because it's about a real African queen. It started out okay, but ends up to be an oversimplification of the rest of the history in order to give way to the acting. I wish they could have delved more into the history, especially the last part of Njinga's long life. They left out several parts, like her role in the slave trade, where here we go again with this crap. Holy smokes. Where I was waiting for them to present more insight into Njinga's mind at the time, like could she have been forced to participate or using that as a strategy for a bigger goal later on. Look, once again, here we are, ignoring folks' roles in the slave trade. What does that sound like? The Woman King, right? The Woman King, produced by women, okay? So it's crazy how this happens, right? These black female producers, they get a hold. Oh, we get the urge. We're going to tell some real black history about the African queens. Okay. The woman king, the African queens, whatever they want to do. And they want to be these big, bad, strong feminists. All right. And talk all about how women was this and that. All right. But they don't want to, they want to sanitize all of the history that happened. They don't want to tell the truth. Okay. They want to go ahead and give you some kind of knockoff version of history, right? But they quick to say colonizers this and colonizers that, but they want to sanitize what the African queens were doing. Why? Stop sanitizing African history. We understand, yes, history is ugly, okay? History is violence. History is nasty, okay? We understand there was a lot of bad things that was done back in the day. You're not fooling anybody by leaving that crap out. I don't know what they're doing. Yes, we understand black people participated, Africans, I should say, Africans participated in some of those ugly norms and conventions of history, okay? Slavery was a thing. Black people participated in it. Some of them benefited off of that, okay? We don't have to run and hide from it. Yeah, that was widespread, very commonplace, and black people participated in it. They had a big role to play in that, okay? Not just as the slaves, but sometimes as slavers themselves. Tell the real history. Nobody is fooled by this crap. Oh yeah, we're going to show all of these black people, and somehow the colonizers just happened to find black people hanging around on the beach in cages. Well, how the hell did they get there? Jesus Christ, man. Look, let me say this. Man's inhumanity to man. It's part of history, okay? That's just the way it is. And it's nothing to shrink away from. And if you black women, if these cats, Jada Pinkett and all of these fools that did the woman king and everything, if you want to do it right. Look, every civilization, I don't care who it is, every civilization, every society has red in their ledger, okay? Nobody has a clean sheet, okay? Nobody has a clean sheet. Everybody's done something. Just tell the history as it is. Stop playing clean up on aisle 5, all right? So that you can make black women look, oh, well, the queens wasn't doing this stuff. Oh, it was all the colonizers. But the queens, oh, we are just lovely and we were just wonderful and we were just so beautiful and this and that. No, they had blood on their hands too, okay? It's ridiculous, man. It's a mess, but you got to portray it, okay? You got to portray it as a mess so that everybody can learn from it. Boy. All right, so you guys know I had to go and look this up, right? So this is the story of Njinga and Mbandi, all right? So this is the person that we're talking about, one of the queens, right? So this is like the last paragraph here. Njinga quickly gained notoriety amongst Portuguese onlookers, both for her ferocious stance against the imposition of the Portuguese colonialism, as well as her fierce rejection of gendered norms. Njinga's sexuality scandalized the Portuguese as she kept both male and female concubines. Yeah, so she was a freak. Married multiple husbands, dressed as a man, and insisted on being referred to as a king and not queen. Njinga also gained notoriety during this period for her involvement in the slave trade. As a result of the conflicts during her reign, Njinga's forces took hundreds of thousands of captives, all right, allowing the queen to sell nearly 200,000 slaves to the Portuguese, and so on and so forth. All right, there's no reason to try to hide from this, okay? She did it. All right, it's historically known. She did it. Embrace it. Learn from it. Understand what it was and just accept that, hey, this is the way the world worked back then. All right, there's all kinds of bullshit going on. Nobody's got clean hands. All right, but they keep trying to, oh, no, let's just skirt around this part of history. All right, and not tell it like it is. All right, see, this is the problem. This series felt like a slap in the face. It sounds like a slap in the face. Not a truthful documentary, once again. Inaccurate and focused on a twisted modern American narrative. Wow. Ain't that the truth, man? And the actress is Nigerian, not a native Kimbundo, speaking Angolan, just like the real queen, my homeland, by the way. Too many names and kingdoms missing, just disrespectful. Yeah, right here, though. A modern American narrative, okay? Twisted a modern American narrative, all right? And you just say Hollywood. Just say Hollywood, okay? Americans don't get down like this. Not all of us. Some of us actually care about the truth. This is woke Hollywood doing woke Hollywood shit. And look, this isn't even about Cleopatra, all right? Same shit, different queen, all right? They probably, even if they got Cleopatra's race right, they would have did the same crap that they did here, okay? Because this is where the agenda comes in. Like she says, it's the narrative, okay? What narrative are we trying to spin on this crap? It's these people with the narratives, all right? Woke Hollywood. And there's always going to be, listen, there will always be some knuckleheaded historian that will be like, well, this is how it really happened. You guys don't understand history like I do, all right? That's how you get stupidity like the 1619 Project, okay? You hear me talk about that one all the time. That's how you get that kind of crap. And then when you actually face them with the evidence and the facts and you put that in their face and say, okay, here, explain this. Explain what this is, all right? Next thing you know, they just run away, okay? They plug their ears like Lloyd Christmas and just run away.
I don't have time to debate you. I don't have time for this. I gotta go.
Bastards. It's like, man, look, I think the audience scores that you're seeing like underscores how much people are sick and tired of this crap. All right. People are sick and tired of Hollywood using history, entertainment, and all of that to cross-pollinate with their politics and with their social agendas. People are tired of that. If you're showing something historical, give us the history. Okay, give us the truth. And if you're giving us entertainment, entertain us. All right, we're trying to interject your agendas. That's how people want it to be. This points to the problem. Let me say this, folks, because what's happening here is you got these black quote unquote creators, okay, and they're looking for heroes. They're looking to put on, you know, the entertainment sphere positive black examples for young black people to emulate or whatever, okay? And I don't think there's any issues with that. Like, but the problem is instead of actually creating original characters, okay, they're race swapping existing characters into black people. Or when it comes to like historical figures, they're just, you know, race swapping either in case of Cleopatra, or they're just completely disregarding the actual history and they're finding a queen and say, oh, we're going to talk about this queen, but we're not going to tell you everything, okay? We're not going to tell you all the stuff that was going on, all right? And yeah, it would have been interesting to see, you know, what was this person's mindset? You know, why did they participate in it? And maybe just show, hey, these were just the norms and the circumstances of the day, all right? That's how everybody got down. You know, if you were rich, you owned slaves, okay? That was a sign of wealth. Black, white, whatever, Asian, whatever, Arab, it didn't matter. If you were rich, that was a sign of wealth. You just had slaves. That's just the way it was. Okay? And it's bad, yes, but that was the societal norm of the time. So it's something that people should be aware of. So then you could say, you know what? That's what they did back in the day. And maybe we shouldn't just go around villainizing everybody. Maybe we should learn from that and move forward instead of trying to paint, you know, the current modern day people as heroes and villains for stuff that took place 300 or 400 years ago. You know, maybe we could learn something from that if this stuff was presented in the right way. But when you present this sanitized, washed out history, okay, then you start saying, oh, well, you know, we were always the good guys, okay? Well, that's absolutely not the case. And the thing is, you might not find the heroes in history that you're looking for, but there are plenty of black heroes in fiction, okay? And you can find plenty of those heroes, okay? Kids look up to fictional heroes. They do, all right? They look up to the superheroes, okay? They look up to characters in books, all right? That's just the way it is. So don't vandalize history. Stop the race swapping. And go and make the heroic stories that can be the example you're trying to set for all of these kids out here. Trust me, I understand it, okay? One of the reasons I'm pissed off that Marvel Cinematic Universe killed T'Challa. And just, hey, we're not going to recast, he's just dead, you know? It's kind of one of the things that pisses me off about it, so I get it, all right? Don't you go out and create a T'Challa and then kill him, all right? Keep him alive so that he can be the example again that you're trying to set. Anyway, folks, what do you think about this situation? I think, again, these black chicks making these stories, man, they need to cold stop, okay? Or tell the real story. Stop trying to sanitize everything. It's not working out really well. Anyway, go ahead, jump down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and opinions on that. Thanks for watching. See you next time.